Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited that you're joining us tonight. In Mary Kay, we believe women do not need makeup or great skincare to be beautiful. We believe that women are beautiful and valuable with or without it. We use our products to enhance a woman's beauty and confidence that she already has, and to help her shine more beautifully too. We believe in community and connectedness, and that women are better together. And there is such a rise in loneliness, anxiety, and depression. So we want to create a space where women can come together to celebrate one another and their unique beauty. So, welcome to Peek into Pink tonight. Tonight, you're going to hear stories from four different women. We've got one that will be joining us later online. We had a little bit of issues tonight with connectivity, but about their lives before Mary Kay, the reason that they almost did not join Mary Kay, and what they found for themselves since joining Mary Kay. So warm up those fingers and drop in the chat box, what is your current career? And that includes domestic engineers too. I'm asking you tonight to sit in a space of possibilities, and to let me and I want to share with you what that means. I know that you could not be in the least bit interested in this business opportunity, all the way to slightly curious, with everything else in between. So sitting in the space of possibility means that you will play full out on asking questions in the chat box tonight, and as if you are all ready to decide to start a Mary Kay business. And our friend Sally Ralph will be answering your questions. Also, throughout our time together, let us know in the chat let us know in the chat box, say that 3 times, which one of our speakers that you connect with. So let's take a look at a video.
One woman changed things for the better. Mary Kay Ash's emotional playbook was full of power moves. She knew how to turn rejection into an opportunity, lack of options into a world of possibilities, and setbacks into plans for getting ahead. Never one to shy away from obstacles, Mary Kay Ash faced rejection head-on. When she was turned down for a business loan, she took her life savings and invested in her dream company. When she suddenly lost her husband, she gathered her inner strength and moved forward with building her business. She lifted women up and put them in charge of their own future. She championed the idea that thinking like a woman was a business asset. And she empowered women to take their seats at the business table. Mary Kay Ash always said courage has genius, magic, and power in it. And she proved it as one woman who could and did follow her dreams.
All right, well, let's go try this again. The year is 1992. I'm a single mom with 2 little girls that are 5 and 8. I was working as a purchasing agent at an ambulance manufacturer. I liked my job. I had a little bit of flexibility, and yet I was wanting more out of my job and my life. Can you relate? I had been using Mary Kay products for over 10 years at that time, and I loved what it had done for my skin. I called my beauty consultant to come over that day to show me how to use the products that I had acquired 8 months earlier. Did you hear that? 8 months earlier. I must have really needed to connect with somebody that day. An article had been in our small town newspaper about how she'd earned a ring and had walked across the stage with before thousands of women in Dallas. And I'm a curious person. And so I started asking her a bunch of questions about her ring and about the trip. And the next thing you know, she asked me to listen to a videotape about some company information. I still remember today that it was dinner time, and yet I could not wait to see what the video had to say. I found myself being skeptical about the information that she shared, and yet I agreed to attend a guest event with her. So two things almost kept me from joining Mary Kay. One, I was very skeptical that you could truly make money and that they were surely making up some of the stuff that they were telling me too. And number two, I thought that there was no way room for me because there were too many beauty consultants in my small town. So how could I possibly be a beauty consultant too? Well, I obviously made that decision to join, and it was the most courageous thing that I had done to date. You see, I soon discovered that when you follow what the mentors had to teach you, and that was something that was shared in that video, personal growth by learning from others who had gone before you, that you could really make some extra money. I shudder to think today of all the experience I would have missed out on if I had not had the courage to say yes. I said yes to financial opportunities. I said yes to travel. I said yes to friendships. I said yes to leadership. I said yes to driving a company car for 25 years. I said yes to prizes. I said yes to being on my own boss. And I said yes to all the growth in my confidence and my self esteem along the way. So I'm going to ask you, are you connecting with me? You want to come along?
What she really understood from all of her experience as a single mom trying to make it through this world on her own was that the opportunity that women needed, it needed to be flexible. It needed to have unlimited upside potential, no ceilings or caps on their success. She really truly believed with all her heart that every single person had greatness inside of them if you just gave them the opportunity to unleash it. One of the things that was very important to Mary Kay and really helped shape our culture, as you know, is this idea of pretending everyone has a sign around their neck that says "Make me feel important," and nobody was better at that than Mary Kay. I mean, just imagine if she were here today, what a great blogger she would be. I mean, she'd have millions and millions of followers inside Mary Kay and outside of it. I think she'd be killing it on social media. Well, as we celebrate Mary Kay's 100th birthday and launch this new campaign that's centered around the idea that one woman can uh, do anything, I think it's a great way to honor her. So I'm sure that whether it was the very first beauty consultant that ever joined the company or the woman that just joined the company today, if Mary Kay were here, she would wholeheartedly believe that that person could do anything they wanted to do with this opportunity. Um, she absolutely believed that one woman could do anything. Obviously, this great company wouldn't be where it is today without our incredible, loyal, dedicated Mary Kay employees and our incredible, loyal, dedicated independent sales force. You know, anytime we hit a milestone like this, it's important to just remember to thank the people that make it possible. And so, thank you. Yeah, if my grandmother were here for her 100th birthday, it would be it would be awesome to just be able to go to her and hold her hand and just say, you know, we're still doing it. Your dream is living on.
Mhm.
Good evening. This is actually my second time as a Mary Kay beauty consultant. So I'm going to take you back to the beginning. I joined the first time as a newlywed, looking for a side hustle, right? Earning 50% off my products, lots of girlfriend time, and shopping money, right? It was a win-win. And at that time, I had a corporate job as the director of administrative services for a physical therapy company. But little did I know my position would eventually be eliminated. But guess what? My Mary Kay business was still going. And then I landed a job back in my hometown as the event planner for our local chamber. I began that job when I was 2 months pregnant. No, my boss didn't know. And with my largest event falling 3 weeks after I was due. That event draws 80,000 people over 4 days. But don't worry, I was coordinating in 3 weeks. I quick expected. And my Mary Kay business was still going. Fast forward 2 more years, and my life changed directions. Yet again, my family of 3 became a family of 1.5. Sorry. I was getting divorced and would only have our daughter 50% of the time. Squeeze your butt cheeks is what they say. I switched careers again and landed an office manager position overseeing one, sometimes two, dermatology and med spa clinics here in central Illinois. However, my Mary Kay business had to stop. It was a conflict of interest. So I was a single mom of a 1-year-old working 45 to 50 hours a week, exhausted and cranky. 4 years later, my father passes away at the age of 68. And it made me reevaluate what was important. Was it the hefty paycheck and what I considered job security? Though I already learned 2 jobs ago, there was no such thing as corporate job security. Or was it time with my daughter? Those were the only 2 options I could see, and I knew in my heart my desire to be the mom of all moms, for the freedom and flexibility to spend more time with my daughter without being told when I can and can't take vacation, when I can and can't be at her school functions, when I can take time off for gymnastics competitions and go to the pool and all the things. So I eventually made a decision 12 hours after being informed that I made too much money and would no longer qualify for a raise. What? So I gave my notice. I didn't have anywhere to go, but I trusted that God would guide my steps. And at that point, I knew I had so much more to offer, and I deserved to be treated better, and I just deserved so much more. So within a year, guess what I did? I relaunched my Mary Kay career. Ladies, you can see, obviously, I think one of my biggest hesitations was, could I do this alone, right? Can I run a Mary Kay business just by itself? Well, let me tell you, over these last 4 years, I have had the most amazing clients to share life with. We sit around a table, and now virtually, during a pampering session, we share stories, we laugh a lot, we shed some tears, and at the end of every single appointment, we all, including myself, leave feeling blessed, empowered, motivated, and beautiful inside and out. I get excited when I get a text message that they get engaged, or they're expecting their first child, or their child did something great. But I also have heartbreak when their heart breaks and when the news isn't so good. It's like hundreds of extended family members. Like, could you get excited about that? I've taught groups of women about skincare and color, and then the next generation, their daughters, right? And I've been able to be the mom I always dreamt I would be. Time goes twice as fast when you only have your child half the time. I enjoy tremendously the ability to set my schedule around her schedule so I don't have to miss something she's doing. Then I set my own income, and I give myself a raise, and I can give myself a promotion, and I don't have to wonder if I'm good enough. I can work this job from my studio, the pool, gymnastics meet, football game, really anywhere there's a face and I have the internet. I have the most amazing friends in this business. We are all setting our own goals and cheering each other on. There is zero competition, as this is my business to run, and it's your business to run. My goals and dreams are different than yours, and that's great. My personal and spiritual growth has been incredible on this journey. Mary Kay's philosophy is God first, family second, and career third. Did you hear that? Career third, not career first. And we stand by that every single day. So ladies, we only get 86,400 seconds a day. So if God allows you to open your eyes, you still have a mission to complete. So you want to come along?
One woman led, lived, and thrived by remaining true to her character. Mary Kay Ash believed that success and ethics could coexist, that the right values could carry you all the way to the top, and that the golden rule is the most important rule for building an environment of mutual respect. She remained faithful to the life lessons that shaped her as a person, built a culture of caring that made her business stand out from all the rest, and taught others the importance of taking the moral high road. As she often told others, never, absolutely never compromise your principles. And because she didn't, Mary Kay Ash became recognized as one of the world's greatest entrepreneurs. Her unwavering integrity made her one woman whose steadfast values have inspired millions of others and have stood the test of time all around the world.
Hello, hello, hello. So I began my Mary Kay career on my 18th birthday. Joining Mary Kay was something I always wanted to do because it is my mom's full-time job. You heard earlier this evening that Becky began her business when her girls were 8 and 5, and I was the 8-year-old. Growing up, I got to watch the Mary Kay business work from a unique vantage point. I got to see my mom start her business, then be able to walk away from her full-time job to start a Mary Kay as her full-time career, which allowed me to watch my mom work. Being able to actually see your parents go to work every day is not something that a lot of kids get to physically see, except for maybe now during COVID. But watching her work, she taught us how to set goals, how to reach goals, how to miss goals, but then to dust yourself off and reset those goals. I got to watch as a group of women cheered each other on. They got to celebrate victories and win amazing prizes, plus be there for all of each other when they needed comfort. So on the day I signed up to be a beauty consultant, and I was all in. I'd love to tell you that it was easy Mary Kay journey since then, but it hasn't been exactly that. It's been work, fun work, and a bit of a roller coaster ride. My birthday is in March, so I technically still was in high school when I started Mary Kay. And my first problem when starting my business was quickly realized. I didn't know a lot of people that weren't already using Mary Kay. You see, when you start your own Mary Kay business, you'll start with your family and friends. You'll introduce them to the products you already love. They try those products, they love them, and boom, you have customers. That's not how it went for me. I had to find a way to introduce myself to people who weren't already my mom's customers. The other roadblock I had was all in my head. I had started thinking, well, what if people don't think I know what I'm talking about? After all, I was only 18 and didn't have a lot of wrinkles or blemishes really to have to deal with. So who was going to listen to me about anti-aging Mary Kay products? But what I found is there is a ton of training that you will get as a brand new beauty consultant. When I started, it was all in a book that I read, but now it's all virtual. Learn at your own speed training, and it's fantastic. So after overcoming those obstacles with training and support from my director mom, I worked through the summer right up to the point that I went to college, and my Mary Kay business was good. When I left for college, I had every intention of working just as hard as I had up to this point in Mary Kay. But then with everything college had to offer, I decided to use my Mary Kay business at college to just meet people and make just enough money to pay for my own Mary Kay products at my discounted rate and take the rest of the money to have some fun. You know, college fun. At this point, the no quotas part of Mary Kay was working for me because I wasn't working my business at all, but I was still a consultant. So after college, I moved to a small town in West Branch, where I live now, and once again, got to use my business to meet people, have some fun, and provide some money for my new little family. Because soon after I graduated from college, we had our first child, Jordan. So at this point, I was working Mary Kay business part-time, had a full-time job, had a husband that owned a brand new construction company working crazy long hours, and then we had 2 more children, Cameron and Brooklyn. Before I decided to get a little bit more serious with Mary Kay, I did a little math. It's not my strong suit, but realized what we were paying in daycare and what I was bringing home with my full-time job was not adding up. So I decided to put in a little more effort into my Mary Kay business and was quickly able to replace my full-time income and be home with my kids. That was 7 years ago now. And I've looked back, which was great because we added 1 more child to our lives, Drake. I've learned a lot about myself because of this business. I've learned how to believe in myself, how to have confidence and determination. I've learned how to be a leader, and I've learned how to manage finances. I've met some of the most amazing girlfriends and have gotten to go on some of the best girl trips because of Mary Kay. I don't know, truly don't know what my life would look like without this business being introduced to my mom all those years ago. So I ask you, you want to come along?
Hello, welcome. In 1984, I was walking around at an MEA convention, which stands for Minnesota Education Association, signing up for everything that was free because that's what you do when you're a teacher. The one booth I stopped at was a Mary Kay booth. I was somewhat familiar with Mary Kay, and the gal behind the booth asked what I was looking for, and I said, a job. I had grown up in a fourth generation family pharmacy, so companies that typically rang the doorbell at the time were not something that I ever saw come into our home. So when the woman contacted me and invited me to have a complimentary facial, I agreed. However, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. I pictured laying on a table with my head wrapped in a towel and she doing all the work. Well, what I found out was quite different. It was teaching based, and while I was a teacher that had graduated with 3 degrees and didn't have a full-time teaching job currently, what I did have, however, were 4 jobs: waitressing, training gymnasts, working with kids with disabilities and training them for Special Olympics, and beginning a job in pharmaceutical sales. What almost held me back, the thought that we had sold skincare and cosmetics and glamour at our family drugstore, and what would my family think, and where would I find the time and the people with the current 4 jobs that I was working. And I only currently knew 3 people in the town that I was living at the time, and actually renting a room in someone else's home. I also knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Watching my father growing up, I just did not see it in the form of lipstick. I had learned so many lessons growing up from my father about people, business, and acts of service. I knew that it was going to take grit, fortitude, focus, commitment, courage, willingness, a great attitude, and most of all, what I learned from my father, having faith. I wanted to be able to share some of the lessons that I learned from my father and to be able to pay them forward. My dad had died suddenly 4 years prior to me looking into the Mary Kay opportunity. He had died in the summer of my sophomore year of college. I am number 7 out of 8 children. I had watched my mom on that day go from being a wife, a homemaker, to a business owner, a sole decision maker, and proprietor on the main street in our small town in southern Minnesota. In a matter of minutes, the day he died, I saw something that reminded me of the day JFK had died, and looking at Jackie on TV as a role model, which she was for my mom. That was in 1963. I was 3 years old, and I will forever have that imprinted in my memory. And that was also the year that Mary Kay was born. I did not know at the time what a gift it would be for me to offer my mom's Mary Kay Ash autobiography to her 4 years later. Based on experiences, on Mary Kay experiences and what she did as a single parent, I watched my mom's confidence grow in decision-making for our family, Main Street, City Council, and other organizations that she became involved in. We were now both business owners, entrepreneur, always wanted to be one, each in our own right. She, a brick and mortar, and me, well, I had no territories. Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Isles, anywhere the US flag flies, we grew together, separately and together in our adventures. For me, the Mary Kay opportunity has been the best personal growth course that I've ever been paid to take. I've done this business single, mingled, and married. Freedom, flexibility, fun, and friendships galore, not to mention the tax deductions. And can you believe it? But on January 13th, 2021, it will be 37 years of being a part of Mary Kay. I shudder to think where I would be if I hadn't taken a chance on me. So, you want to come along?
One woman achieved greatness on her own terms. Purpose and poise, grit and grace, stone-cold determination, balanced by legendary warmth and charm. Mary Kay Ash had an unwavering ability to remain dedicated to her goals while bringing others with her along the way. Taught the power of positivity by her mother at an early age, Mary Kay Ash shared her confidence by telling herself and others, "You can do it." She believed that if you could imagine a goal, you could achieve it. And as she often said, the only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is extraordinary determination. She used a 6 most important things list to drive her focus and formed her own 5 o'clock club to accomplish more in a day by getting up earlier. One of her favorite inspirational stories was about the bumblebee. Although aerodynamically speaking, it shouldn't be able to fly, the bee soars anyway. This symbol of unequal determination became one of Mary Kay Ash's legendary symbols of achievement. And it still motivates women today to soar.
We're back. Perhaps you've been praying for what the Mary Kay opportunity has to offer. It is amazing at times how tenaciously we cling to that which we pray to be released from. Looking for a side hustle, plan B, options, courage. You have seen that one woman changed things for the better. Thinking like a woman is an asset, as is taking a seat at the business table. Courage has genius, magic, and power. Mary Kay herself was a divorced single mom of 3, widowed, all before she began her business. I'm a betting person, and I am betting that she was scared to death, taking her life savings, wagering it on a dream-filled opportunity, and yet knowing that success and ethics coexist, along with her philosophies, put her ahead of her time, all of the time. Integrity, she was true to character, the golden rule. Mary Kay always took the moral high road and never compromised her principles. She always chose character over comfort. Knowing that hope, freedom, flexibility, guidance may be in your future, we invite you to become a part of our team and see yourself soaring to new heights. Let me show what that might look like for you. So you've heard us all talk about options, and that's the beautiful thing about Mary Kay is that we have options. We can begin in our own way, our own time, and our own choices. So new to us since COVID, we have what's called an e-start. The e-start is an opportunity for you to start for only $30. It gives you a beautiful website that is updated constantly for you, and it also allows you to link so that you have a business site to process sales, which is called a ProPay. So you have the opportunity to start for 1 year for the $30 to have that website and also to have the ProPay service. The second one in the middle of the screen is our full starter kit with over $400 of full retail size product, including the e-start, which again would give you an opportunity to have the website along with your ProPay account. What's been added recently is something unbelievable. Because we're in a virtual world, we are doing more and more sampling, things that we can send in the mail, porch drop, deliveries that way. We have a sample pack that you can add on for $45. So if you started with the e-start for $30 and added the sample pack onto that, you could do it for become a consultant and begin your entrepreneurship for $75. Or you could play full out and you could start with the full starter kit and the e-start and the sample pack for the minimum of $175. Along with other options that would be available to you as you begin your Mary Kay journey. So,
You wanna come
along?